Hello students, welcome to Inorganic Chemistry class. Today class will discuss Pauli's exclusion principle and Hund's rule of maximum multiplicity. Already we have discussed different concepts of atomic structure. We have discussed quantum numbers and their significance. We have explained different models. So, what are the prerequisites for today class? That means we have already discussed whatever the quantum numbers and what are the significance of each quantum number. That will help you to explain Pauli's exclusion principle and Hund's rule of maximum multiplicity. So what are the different quantum numbers we have discussed? We know then there are four different quantum numbers and each quantum number have different significance. There is principal quantum number which is given by n, and principal quantum number represents energy and size of the cell, and it is given by positive integers 1, 2, 3 and dot dot dot. Then orbital quantum number, it is given by L. So what is the value of orbital quantum number? It is 0 to n minus 1. And this orbital quantum number, it represents the shape and energy of the cell. Then magnetic quantum number, it is represented by M. That is the value. The value of magnetic quantum number, it varies from minus L to plus L. That means magnetic quantum number depends upon the value of their orbital quantum number. Then what is the significance of magnetic quantum number? It represents the orientation of the cell. That means it gives the concept of orbitals. Then spin magnetic quantum number, it represents the spin of the electron. That is, some electrons have upward spin, it is given by spin plus half, and some electrons have downward spin, it was given by minus half spin. That means some electrons are rotating in clockwise direction, which is given by plus half spin, and some electrons rotating in anti-clockwise direction, which is given by minus half spin. So to know where and what state electron is present, so we have to require four quantum numbers to represent the state of the electron. So that means to represent the address of the electron, we require all these four quantum numbers. What are the learning outcome of today class? So after the class, you can explain the Pauli's exclusion principle, and you can discuss the applications of exclusion principle, and applying this principle, you can write different electronic configuration of element. Then you can explain what is Hund's rule of maximum multiplicity and apply the Hund's rule of maximum multiplicity for writing electronic configuration of different elements. Let us see what Pauli's exclusion principle explains. So we know each electron is characterized by a set of four quantum numbers. That is your principal quantum number. Okay, it is the principal quantum number. It is dependent by n. It is dependent by n, which gives the size of electron orbital, size and energy of the orbital, and azimuthal quantum number L, which represents the shape of the orbital, and magnetic quantum number M, which represents the orientation or disposition of the orbital, and the spin quantum number S, which represents the spin of the electron. That means each electron is addressed, or each electron is characterized by a set of four quantum number which describe the position of electrons. So that means each electron has a unique set of four quantum numbers. Okay. So that means suppose if there is a two similar house in a city, so then how you can identify it? If there is two similar house in a city, then but two houses are looking equal, but they have different address. So we will just identify them from their address. Similarly, two electrons, we can identify two different electrons from their quantum numbers. No two electrons have same set of four quantum numbers. If it is present in the same orbit, then there may be some quantum number which will vary. That is the main thing explained by in Pauli's exclusion principle. So, similarly, no two orbitals in an atom can have same set of 4 quantum numbers. Just see the example. For example, for 1s orbital. Okay, what you know? For 1s orbital, that means here n is equal to 1 because this is 1s orbital. And for s, you know L is equal to 0. So, here for 1s, n is equal to 1 and s is equal to 0. What is the value of m? Because m, you know, m value depends upon the value of L. M value is varies from minus L to plus L. So here it is 0. So there is only one value of m, that is m is equal to 0. So for 1s orbital, n is equal to 1, L is equal to 0 and m is equal to 0. Similarly, see 2s orbital. So n is equal to 2, L is equal to 0 and m is equal to 0 because n is equal to 2 हो गया क्योंकि here it is 2s orbital, so n value is 2. But for s orbital, L is equal to 0. Since L is equal to 0, we know m value depends upon the value of m. That means magnetic quantum number depends upon the value of azimuthal quantum number. So m is equal to 0. When you compare this 1s and 2s orbital, what you are seeing? L and m is similar, but n is different. You know that is p orbital, p subcell, it has 3 orbitals, px, py and pz. So since we are considering suppose 2px orbital. So for 2px orbital, n is equal to 2 and what is the value of m? L is equal to, for p you know L is equal to 1. So n is equal to 2 and L is equal to 1. Then what is the value of m? M value here it is minus 1, 0 and n because m value depends upon the value of m and varies accordingly minus L to plus L. So for 2p orbital, m value will be minus 1, 0 and 1. For 2px, we will consider m is equal to minus 1, 2py m is equal to 0 and 2pz m is equal to 1. So for this 2px, py and pz, these are the degenerate orbitals. They have the same energy. What you are observing here? For these 3 orbitals, n and L value is similar but m value is different. So we can confirm that, we can conclude that no 2 orbitals in an atom also not have same set of 4 quantum numbers. That is, no orbitals have same set of 4 quantum numbers. Okay. Wolfgang Pauli put forward a principle which controls the assignment of values of 4 quantum numbers to an electron. So, he applies certain restrictions on the values of 4 quantum numbers of an electron in an atom. So, hence this principle is known as exclusion principle. What this principle says that? It says that no 2 electrons in an atom can have same set of 4 identical quantum numbers. Let us explain this with example. Consider the first cell. In we know hydrogen atom. Hydrogen atom, there is only one electron. So suppose if there is only one electron, that means it has configuration 1s1. So if suppose if we will consider next element helium. Helium has 2 electrons. So it has 1s2 configuration. So how will arrange these electrons in the cell? And what are the different quantum number assigned to these 2 electrons? Let us just verify it. So for that means 1s electron. So if this is electron is present in 1s cell, so n is equal to principal quantum number, n is equal to 1. And what will be the value of L? For s orbital, L is equal to 0. If L is equal to 0, so m value will be also 0. Okay. Then but there is 2 electrons, so for 1 electron the s will be plus half, that is spin half, that means it was rotating in clockwise direction. So for the second electron, let us see what are the possible quantum numbers. So for second electron, so it is also present in the same 1s orbital. So n is equal to also 1 and L is equal to 0 because s orbital m also 0. So then see what is the value of S. So S will be assigned here minus half. That means here what you will see for these two electron, if we will compare all the quantum numbers, the value of N, L and M both are equal, because for first these two electrons you will see all the N quantum number values, that is first three quantum number values, principal quantum number, azimuthal quantum number and magnetic quantum number, it is same. Whereas the spin quantum number, there is difference in the one is plus half and another is minus half. That means they are in rotating in opposite direction. Okay, so the spin quantum number varies. That means for a two electrons in a single cell, if all the three quantum numbers are similar, then it has variation in spin quantum number. One is plus half and another is minus half. So we can also explain this also taking other examples. Okay. So let us consider the second cell. For second cell, n value is equal to 2. So a second, this is n is equal to 2, and there is in second cell there is 4 orbitals, 1s orbital and 3 p orbitals. So for 1s orbital, for 2s orbital, L is equal to 2 and L is equal to 0 and n is equal to 2. So for 2p orbital, L is equal to 1. So what you will see, so in this, what is the value of M? So if we will consider this 2s orbital which has 2 electron, so it has the all the N, L and M value is similar, 2, 0 and 0. But there is variation in the value of spin quantum number. One is plus half and another is minus half. Similarly, we can examine it for the 2p orbital. So 2p has 3, there is 3 2p orbital, 2px, 2py and 2pz. So for 2px orbital also you see here there is 3 quantum numbers n, l and m is similar, because 2p here for px orbital there is variation in quantum number of magnetic quantum number. For ps m is equal to plus 1, for py you can take it 0 and pz minus 1. So what you see here, so that means here the 3 quantum numbers n, l, m is similar, whereas the fourth quantum number is different for the px orbitals, the 2 electrons present in px orbital. Similarly for py and pz orbitals also you can verify the all the 3 quantum numbers n, l and m is similar, what is given here, whereas the spin quantum number is varies. So if we just see these 6 electrons in all the 2p orbital, so n value is equal to 1 and there is also variation in the value of m value, as well as for in each orbital there is variation in the value of spin quantum number. That means all these, for the 2 electrons present in a single orbital, so the 3 quantum numbers, principal quantum number, azimuthal quantum number and magnetic quantum number, they may be similar, but the spin quantum number is deviating. So Pauli's exclusion principle is help you to just see what is the difference in the set of 4 quantum numbers. Let us examine this Pauli's exclusion principle for third and fourth cell. So for third cell, that is your M cell, when is n is equal to 3, that is your M cell. So there is total number of orbital, it is 9 orbital. 1 2s or 1 3s orbital, 3 3p orbital and 5 3d orbitals. So for 3s orbital, your n is equal to 3, and what is the value of L? L is equal to 0 and m is also 0. So that means all the 3 quantum numbers are similar for the 2 electrons, and for the spin quantum number is different. That is 3s orbital can accommodate 2 electrons, one having plus half spin and other having minus half spin. There is total 2 electrons in 3s orbital. Then 3p orbital, there it has 3p orbital, 3px, 3py and 3pz. So n and l value, n is 3 and l is also 1 for all the p orbitals, but there is variation in the value of m. M value is plus 1, 0 and minus 1. So px, py and pz. So each orbital can accommodate 2 electrons, or in p orbital, 3p orbital, that is total 6 electrons. So in 2px orbital, 2 electrons have different, in 3px orbital, 2 electrons have a different spin quantum number, 3py orbital, 2 electrons have a different quantum number, and 3pz orbital, 2 electrons are of different quantum number, that is plus up and minus up. So total 3p orbital can accommodate maximum 6 electrons, because each orbital can accommodate 2 electrons, so this is 6 electrons. Similarly, d orbital, 3d orbital, it has, there is 5 3d orbital, dxy, dyz, dzx, dx square minus y square, and dz square. So here for 3d orbital, 3d orbital, n is equal to principal quantum number, n value is 3, l is equal to 2, and there is 5 different values for the magnetic quantum number. So all the orbitals have different magnetic quantum numbers. So the electrons also present in that orbital have different magnetic quantum numbers. So when we consider only suppose one or 3 dxy orbital, so here for dxy there is 2 electrons. So for these 2 electrons present in this 3 dxy orbital, so n is 3 and l is also 2. But the spin quantum number is different. One is one electron having plus up and another electron having minus up. So that what you are seeing here. So two electrons present in a single orbital, it has two different spin quantum number if the other three quantum numbers are similar. So here the d orbital, as there is 5d orbital, it can accommodate maximum 10 electrons. So total in the third cell there is 2 plus 6 plus 10, total 18 electrons. So this is also accompanied by 2n square rule given by Bohr-Buri formula. So according to Bohr-Buri scheme, every cell can accommodate, that is the number of electron is given by 2n square rule, where n represents the cell number. Similarly, for the fourth cell also we can verify it. So for fourth cell there is how many number of orbitals? For fourth cell there is total 16 orbitals. So have 16 orbital, that is 4s, 1 s orbital, 1 s orbital, 3 p orbital, 5 d orbital, and 7 f orbital. So total it is, if we will just add it, it is total 16 orbital. So 16 orbital, you know, each orbital can accommodate 2 electrons. So total it contains 32 electrons. So when we consider each, the say 4s orbital, 4s orbital 2 electron. So n for these 2 electron, n, l and m is similar, but spin quantum number is different. Similarly, for px, py and pz, it is also similar, spin quantum number is different. So d orbital, d has dxy, yz, zx and x square minus y square and z square. So if we consider this last cell where the magnetic quantum number is -2, so it is also having 2 electrons, one having plus half spin and another having minus half spin. So what you will observing here, the spin quantum number is varies for 2 electrons in the single orbital. Similarly, also you can also just see for the f orbital. So here for 4f orbital, n is equal to what? N is equal to 4. F for this f orbital, so l is equal to 3. Azimuthal quantum number is 3. So the value of m, you know, varies upon azimuthal quantum number. This is plus 3, plus 2, plus 1, 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. So each represent 1 orbital, that is total 7 orbital, and each orbital accommodate 2 electrons, one having plus half spin and another having minus half spin. So total f orbital also accommodate 14 electrons. Then what you will see here, for 4th cell, 4s orbital can accommodate 2 electrons, 4p orbital 6 electrons, 4d orbital 10 electron, and 4f orbital 14 electron. So total it is, total number of electrons present in 4 cell is 32. So here you are seeing that in each orbital the Pauli's exclusion principle is satisfied. Okay. Let us examine the spin quantum number of the electrons that are accommodated in a orbital. So here you see this is the orbital diagram of different orbitals. So for a subcell, so S has one orbital. Suppose that is this is your S orbital. So whether any cell of a subcell, so it can accommodate maximum number of electron 2. So that is here you see that is one is spin up and another is spin down. So the for S number of orbital is 1 and the value of S is S is depend upon the cell and L is 0. The maximum 2 electrons, one is spin up and another is spin down. So here you see for similarly for P subcell, P subcell has 3 p orbital px, py and pz, which is accompanied by azimuthal quantum number -1, 0 and +1. Number of orbital is 3 here. So it can accommodate maximum number of electrons, that is 6. So for each orbital here you see one is spin up and another is spin down. Here one is spin up, spin down. So in every orbital, so 2 electrons having up spin and down spin. Similarly for d orbital, d number of orbital is 5 and the value of L is 2. So according to value of L, the magnetic quantum number value is -L to +L. And the number of maximum number of electron is 10 here, because each orbital can accommodate 2 electrons. One is spin up and another is spin down. Here also see in each orbital, so 2 electron having one is up spin and another is down spin. Similarly for the F subcell also, so F number of orbitals 7 and total, and the value of L is 3 and the that m value varies from -3 to +3. So -3, -2, 1, 0, +1, +2, +3. So total 7 orbitals. So each here you see there is here it is 7 orbital. So each orbital can accommodate 2 electrons. One is spin up and another is spin down. So total 7 electron to 7 orbitals. So 7 orbital accommodate 14 electrons. So in each orbital, spin one is up spin and another is down spin. So here you see when we will fulfill the electrons, or when we will just arrange the electrons or fill the orbitals with electrons, so Pauli's exclusion principle is applied. So this is also helpful for explaining Hund's rule or Hund's rule of maximum multiplicity. Let us discuss what is Hund's rule. So according to Hund's rule, there is no pairing of electron in degenerate orbital until and unless each orbital is single occupied. So that means Hund's rule is mainly applicable for electrons, for filling of electrons in different orbitals. So it is known as also Hund's rule is also known as principle of minimum pairing and maximum multiplicity. Then what this represents, how there is minimum pairing and maximum multiplicity, that was see. So according to Hund's rule, among the orbitals of same energy, so electron will not start pairing until all these orbitals are single occupied. Okay, so this rule is also called the principle of minimum pairing and maximum multiplicity. That means electrons are distributed among the orbitals of a subcell in a such a way that will give you the maximum number of unpaired electrons and have the same direction of spin. So see here. So here how many electrons? So this is there is total 7 electrons. So 7 electrons means how we can arrange for a nitrogen atom. You know atomic number is 7. So how we can arrange the electrons in different orbitals. So nitrogen atom, that is electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2 and 2p3. So 1s has 7, 1s2, so it has different energy from 2s. So 2 electrons first it will go to 1s orbital. One is spin up and another is spin down according to Pauli's exclusion principle. Similarly, 2s orbital can accommodate 2 electrons. So one is spin up and another is spin down. So this is also as per Pauli's exclusion principle. So let us see what happened in 2p orbital. You know, p orbital has free subshell has three orbital, that is px, py and pz, and all are degenerate orbitals. That means they have of same energy. So there is probably how we'll arrange this electron. So we can put two, whether we can put the two electrons into in one cell. No, three. That means we have to first we have to give one electron or put one electron in each cell. Okay, so there is almost total 3 electron left. So px having 1 electron, py have 1 electron, and pz is have 1 electron. So this is the stable configuration. We cannot pair it until by if without leaving this py and pz vacant. Okay, so this is the stable configuration for nitrogen. Similarly, consider, suppose there is 8 electron, that means oxygen. So oxygen, that means here what you will see, that here this oxygen, that is one configuration is 1s2, 2s2 and 2p4. So 1s2 and 2s2 will feel like the above in nitrogen atom. So this 2px, 2py and 2pz orbital of p subshell, they are of same energy. So how the question arises here, how we put the electrons in these orbitals? So we cannot pair of it. Px, I'll just put px 2 electron, py 2 electron. So that is a unstable configuration. First, I have to fill one electron in each subset. Px1, py1 and pz1. Then there is one rest electron. Then we'll pair of it. And you have to pair of it as that will satisfy Pauli's principle. That is, here it is plus half and another will be minus half. So we can, in this way, you can fill the electrons, or you can write the electronic configuration for different elements, and also orbital diagram or for electron box diagram for different elements, and applying this Hund's rule and Pauli's exclusion principle. Let us see how we'll fill electrons in different cells. So this is showing order of filling of electrons in orbitals of different cells. That is, here we are taking n is equal to 1 and n is equal to 2 cell. So when n is equal to 1, it has only one orbital, 1s orbital. When n is equal to 2, it has 4 orbital, 1 2s orbital and 3 2p orbital. So how will fill this electron? So total 5 orbital means it can accommodate 10 electrons. So how the electrons will arranged or filled in different orbitals? Let us see. So 1s has accommodate the first number 1 and 2 electron. It will go to the first cell. So then 1s cell, and the third and fourth electron, it will go to the 2s cell, for which L is equal to 0 and M is equal to 0. For rest 6 electrons, how they will arrange? This is the question. So here there is number 5, number 6 and number 7. First, each orbital will single fill. That means 5th electron will go to 2px orbital, 6th electron will go to 2py orbital, and 7th electron will go to 2pz orbital. Then pairing occurs. 5, 6 will not go to 2px orbital. 7, 8 will not go to 2p orbital, and 9, 10 don't go to the 2p. First, there is each orbital will occupied or filled with single one electron. 5th electron will go to 2px, 6th to py, and 7th will go to 2pz. Then there will be pairing of electron. Then there will be 8th electron will go to again 2px, then 9th will go to 2py, and 10th will go to 2pz. So that means no two electrons in an orbital have the same spin here, and here there is the quantum numbers for these electrons will vary. So this is also satisfying Pauli's rules, Pauli's exclusion rule. That means all the four quantum numbers are not identical for the two electrons in this configuration. Okay. Let us discuss the electronic configuration of different elements. Let's see the electronic configuration of nitrogen and oxygen. So you know nitrogen electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2 and 2p2. So that means here what you are seeing here, So that means we are just arranging the electron in such a way that there is minimum pairing of electron. Here nitrogen, here what you are seeing, there is there is 3 unpaired electrons. So we can also just pair it, but this is not giving the stable configuration. In 2p, you will see each orbital is satisfied, is accompanied by one electron, and there is maximum multiplicity and minimum pairing. Here here each electron have spin, electron spin is plus half, and this is plus half and plus half. So total multiplicity, there is a formula 2s plus 1. Here when we will apply here there is the total multiplicity is 3 by 2, and there is minimum pairing. That means the number of unpaired electrons is more here. Similarly, consider oxygen. So oxygen, there is how many, the atomic number is 8. So this is 1s2, 2s2 and 2p4. So here you see p into p, the 4 electron, how they are not paired up. They are in the first, they will each orbital will accompanied by one electron. Then the last electron is paired in the px orbital. So there is also here you will also find 2 unpaired electrons. That means we will arrange the electrons, or we will write the electronic configuration in such a way that there will be maximum number of unpaired electrons. So this is satisfying Hund's rule of minimum pairing and maximum multiplicity. So similarly also you can see the electronic configuration of fluorine and neon. So fluorine, the atomic number is 9 and neon atomic number is 10. So here in fluorine there is also that in 2p there is 5 electrons. So 5 electrons, so you can add like this px2, py2 and pz1. But first each orbital will got one electron, then the next electrons will fill in the other orbitals having opposite spin. One is spin up, on the electron diagram you are seeing one is spin up, another is spin down. Here also one is spin up and another is spin down. Similarly, in neon it is a noble gas configuration. Here all the orbitals are fulfilled. So 1s2, 2s2 and 2p6. So first one electron of the up spin will go to each orbital, then the rest 3 electrons it will paired up having down spin. Here this is up spin and down spin, and here on your each orbital you will see 2 electron, one is up spin and another is down spin. Then for reference you can follow the books Insight in Organic Chemistry by Lee Jetley and The Essential of Physical Chemistry of S. Chand publication by A. Bhal and B. S. Bhal. Thank you.